Destruction. Concealment.
You better.
The fuck?
Sorry.
What?
One enemy remaining. Fun.
They found
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Oh, nice shot.
2v2. 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Go B, go B, go B.
Isn't
there one more?
This. One enemy remaining.
over. You're dead.
I want.
Feeling safe. One enemy remaining.
Oh, it's.
Spike down A.
Oh!
Spike down A. One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Embarrassing.
Your fault.
Placing sentry. Careful. Enemy attack this car.
Ooh. Our spike carrier.
Spike
Three.
down mid.
Take hold.
One enemy remaining.
4. Blocking sight. Ha! You should have. Yikes.
Scanning.
Enemy spotted B.
Got him.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Ace.
Hello YouTube, today I'll be reviewing the mouse Deathadder V3 PRO. I've been only using this mouse only straight for 5 days. I have not touched any of my other mouse and only this ergo mouse for browsing, gaming and everything else. So let's talk about my hand size first. My hand size is 17.5 times 9. It's definitely the smaller side of medium, and the game I mainly play is only Valorant. And the rank, my rank in Valorant is right now is Diamond, but my highest pick was Immortal. I didn't play much this act, that's why my rank is a bit low. I plan to climb more after this. So let's talk about the feature of the mouse first, before we talk about the shape. So the mouse is definitely, a lot of people compare Deathadder V3 PRO with the V2 Pro, and what I don't see a lot of people are talking about is how the switches, the features of these two mouse is actually quite different. Okay, so when you first get the V2 Pro, let's talk about the skates first, okay? The skates you get on a V3 Pro and a V2 Pro is actually different. If you actually see the stock skate for V2 Pro, the color is even different. The color here, the color is definitely more white. Okay, I've already changed this to Tiger Eyes. At first, this is not Tiger Eyes. At first, it's a stock fade. Okay, so the stock fade is definitely much more milkish. It's not really white. It's more like a milkish white color. And the Deathadder V3 Pro is a straight white. And one thing for sure is that the Deathadder skate is way faster. Like literally, you can see that it spins so much for a stock skate. It's actually really fast for a stock skate as well. And it glides really well, but I'm using a cloth pad, so I'm not sure if it's glide really well on mousepad like here and all that. I didn't test it out. And the other thing I don't hear a lot of people talking about is the switch. How they are actually... The V3 Pro is definitely much more harder to actuate. Not like super hard, but slightly harder to actuate. It takes a bit more force to actuate the V2 Pro. And the V3 Pro switches is actually really light. It's really light. It's so easy to spam. It's definitely my favorite switches. I wish the V2 Pro switches is as light as the Deathadder. I don't know why they feel so different. And the sound is a bit different as well. So by far, honestly, the Deathadder clicks is definitely one of my most favorite clicks. It's much more lighter than the Lamzu. It's much more lighter than most of the mouse I got, but I think it's as light as the final mouse as well. It's as light as the final mouse as well, and the scroll wheel as well. Okay, so basically, I prefer everything about the Deathadder compared to the V2 Pro. I prefer the clicks more. I prefer the scroll wheel more, and the scroll wheel more, and the side button is like kind of equal. Both side buttons are super good. But the Deathadder even have a bigger side button because it's a bigger mouse. So yeah, and the scroll wheel as well. It's definitely like some reviewers say that it's loop. Yeah, it feels like it's loop, and it makes really like no sound compared to the V3 Pro, which is pretty noisy and notchy. And it's much more lighter as well. I mean, some people, it's definitely preference as well. Some people like it more tactile, and some people like it more lighter. For me, I actually like it more lighter, like this. Okay. I don't mind the V3 Pro. Just that, okay, the main thing that I prefer the Deathadder Deathadder feature more than the V3 Pro is the clicks. The clicks is so damn good. One of the best clicks I've ever used. I love the clicks so much. Okay, so my experience with the Deathadder is that when I first got it, because my hand is pretty small, right? My hand is like a small side of medium. So when I bought this, I was like, I'm pretty sure I will not like it, but I just bought it anyways. When I lay my hand press on this, oh wait, it's actually not bad. It definitely feels big. It definitely feels big when I first hold it. But I felt, oh, it's manageable. I actually can still use it. I can still claw it. I can even fingertip it. So it's still manageable. But after I've using it for like a single day, I've changed my mind. I was like, nah, it's definitely not my mouse. I don't feel like I'm aiming well with it. I'm not aiming well. I don't feel like I aim well. I feel like I'm not that comfortable with it. It's just like not my type. Yeah, for the record, I really don't like, I'm not really a big fan of ergo mouse. I feel like whenever it's ergo mouse, in the end, I will still go back to the symmetrical mouse. So after using this mouse for the third day, that's where it actually hit me. Oh shit, I actually like the shape more and more and more. It's actually growing on me. So if you are okay, what I can talk about this shape is, it's definitely one of the most safest ergo shape. It is ergo, you can tell it's ergo, but it's so safe. Like there's barely any curve on this mouse. There's barely any curve. So even if you are even if you don't really like ergo mouse and you buy this mouse and you use it for a while, it will definitely grow on you. It will definitely grow on you. In the end of the day, if I don't have all of this mouse and I can only use this mouse, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. And compared to the mouse, something like EC mouse, is the EC3 C series. The curve is definitely more drastic. On the thumb groove, there is definitely more drastic. Compared to the Deathadder V3 Pro, it's not that drastic at all. So we can barely feel the curve there on the thumb groove. Okay. So show you, if you are ergo fan, definitely this mouse is one of the best. Even though it's expensive, yeah, it's expensive, but it's definitely the best wireless and the lightest ergo mouse you can buy right now. Literally the best, because it's a one-in-one package. You don't even have to change the feet. You don't even have to buy grips. They already provided for you. Even though the core pack grips is definitely better, but I don't think so. You even need grips. I think the coating is good enough for honestly. And if you really care about performance, I suggest you buy the black one. because in my opinion, the black one definitely have much more grippier coating. Not by that much, okay? It's not by that much. It's just like a tiny bit, and it's lighter by 1 gram. To be honest, I mean, if you really want to buy white one, go ahead for buy white one. But I just buy a black one, and I don't think so it's that bad. Just that it's not as doesn't like look as good as a white one. So if you are an ergo fan, I mean you are a fan of ergo, definitely buy this. One of the best. If you can buy this, just buy this. Definitely better than Pulsar, Pulsar X Lite V2, and it's solid shell, and everything about this mouse is like perfect for me. None of the features seems lacking, although the coating could be better. So okay, honestly, for anyone that have already used Zowie mouse or XM1, like the coating on them is like the best. After we have used a Zowie mouse and an XM1 and a Vexy mouse, all the other mouse coating is like subpar to them compared to Vexy, Zowie, and XM1. So it's okay. It's possible. It's okay. I'm not saying the coating is bad. It's good. It's good enough. Okay, it's good enough for me to actually use it, and I won't. My performance. I mean, I won't feel like my hands slipping away and all that. So do I actually aim well with this mouse? Honestly, it took me a few days to like get used to it. At first, for the first and second day, I wasn't aiming too well on it, and after the fourth day, yeah, I'm definitely aiming like 95% for my best. I still feel like I'm so used to using symmetrical mouse, and I aim super well on symmetrical mouse. I still perform pretty good. Just that I need more time with it. I only have 5 days. If I use this mouse for like 2 weeks, definitely I'll perform the best. I mean, I will perform my best. But will I keep this mouse though? My answer is no. Unfortunately, I still won't keep this mouse. Even though the feature is so good, I still won't keep this mouse because it's not like I hate this mouse. I would definitely main this mouse if there's no other choice. I don't mind it. I don't mind maining this mouse. But the problem with this mouse is like, I still like smaller mouse. I still like the feeling of holding smaller mouse. Plus, I don't really, as I say, I'm not a big fan of ergo. Even though the ergo is really, it's a safe shape of ergo, it is still an ergo. So I still feel like the ergo feeling. I don't mind it. But, okay, if it's smaller, if this mouse is a bit smaller, to be honest, I will keep it. If this mouse is smaller, I'll keep it. But because this mouse is like, it feels a bit bigger, feels a bit wider. And compared to the feeling of the smaller mouse, I definitely prefer the feeling of the smaller mouse. My hand is so small that I can even claw grip the HSK. I can even claw grip the HSK. So my hand is pretty small, maybe. So I still really prefer the feeling of the smaller mouse and the symmetrical feelings. My hand is too used to it. I've been using symmetrical mouse for like 4 to 5 years, so I'm really used to it. So just because of that reason alone, I plan not to keep it. But that's my own preference because it's all preference. And plus, the mouse just feels a bit. It's definitely still usable. So if your hand is the same size as mine or just a bit bigger, you can still go for it. Some people say that, oh, if this mouse is only good for big hands. I don't really agree with that. I can still perform. I can still play really well, and definitely can perform my best if I got my time with this mouse. So I don't really agree that like, oh, just because the hand size is like quite it's a smaller size of medium, or maybe it's medium, you can't use this mouse. You still can. Like example, if you look at Stacks from Dragon X, his hand is pretty small, and he still can use this mouse very well, and they play pretty well with it. So yeah, overall, I feel like if you're an ergo fan, if you're a fan of ergo and you're looking for ergo mouse, this is definitely the best ergo mouse right now. Like literally, even if Zowie release a wireless, it's gonna be like 70 plus gram, 80 plus grams. So if you want a lightweight wireless, it's definitely the best right now. Like literally, there's no other competition. And if you are symmetrical and you are looking, you're kind of tempted to buy this mouse. To be honest with you, I don't think so it's worth it because there's so many mouse they're releasing right now. For example, the rumored Razer Viper Mini might release at the end of the year, and there's like a Ninjutsu Sora and X2 as well. So there's so many mouse, symmetrical mouse that are like available right now, and some more. The LGG LA1. I'm really excited for that. I don't think so. It's just worth it to buy. If you're not an ergo fan, you like symmetrical mouse more. I don't think so. It's worth to buy this, even though it's such a great mouse. But there are so many other symmetrical mouse releasing that I feel like just pass this one up and just wait for the other release. Okay, so only for the ergo fans, basically, yeah, only for the fan of ergo, this is the best ergo right now. That's all I can say.